Hi, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. I don't know if you guys can hear this noise outside or not. There's something going on outside, child. It's a beeping. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. I wanted to come on and to touch on a few topics that you see on the thumbnail. Now, Ti, it, we all know that he is trying out comedy, or he is working as a comedian, I guess. I think I read somewhere they said that he's getting ready to start his first paid, actual paid gigs, I guess, if you want to call them that, or shows. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess we can say he's a comedian now, right? But anyway, so another comedian, I guess, was at this club in Atlanta. Let me get her. I think her name is Sean. I have her video, so I'm going to play her video. I just wanted to let you guys hear what he was saying a little bit, or what he was saying if you haven't heard it yet. And then I'll come back and I'm going to let you guys hear, because she responded last night to what people were saying about what he said. But she was bringing up the pending charges against Jay-Z, Lord, not Jay-Z, um, T.I. and Tiny. Now there are no charges. There are no charges. Let's say that again. So all of that stuff kind of came out here and nothing has happened with it, right? So technically, maybe it was a smear campaign, as they said. I don't know. Um, until they actually are faced with any charges, people probably, if you're bringing that up, you just bringing it up because you just want to bring it up, right? Because they were never charged with anything. Just because somebody put that out here do not mean that they had the evidence to put it out here, or that it was even the truth. So anyway, I'm just going to let you guys hear what he had to say, and then I'll let you listen to what she had to say in response on her live. Before. No, shut the fuck up for a second. Hey, listen. Yo. Sorry about the beeping if you guys do hear it. Check your motherfucking ears as long as it takes. Nigga, when you stop talking about it, when you stop playing with me, man, I'ma stop saying something. Nigga, ain't no motherfucking case, ain't never been no motherfucking case, cause I ain't did nothing wrong, and my wife ain't did nothing wrong. And if you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm gonna motherfucking continue to confront you publicly, verbally. We've never had a forum on crime. T.I. did it. I truly believe it. Get it up for him. There's no charge. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Don't play with me about that. Hey. Don't play with me about that. I'm not. The one thing I am is in the video. I'm not playing with you. See, now you didn't get this understood. This is not a rap battle. This is a motherfucking comedy show. And be clear. If I want to make jokes about something, I'll make jokes about something. Absolutely. No, you're not going to tell me to shut the fuck up. It's my shit. This is my shit. Be very clear. This is now, y'all can't even see what they doing, so I don't even need to play that part. But she was not backing down. What you guys don't see, I'll explain if you guys haven't seen this video yet. I didn't even think to get that video, but I do have the video of her when she went live. And I'm going to play that after this. But I just wanted to say he went up there and actually took the microphone out of her hand. And I don't know. Like I said, it's something about people feeling the need to just come at people in a nasty way, in a malicious way. Because if you know T.I. is performing that night as well, why are you talking about that? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and I don't care what people say. People don't have to respond the way you want them to respond to things. There is, just like you're saying, there's no rules to comedy. There's no rules to how people are going to handle you when you try to humiliate or disrespect them. And so that's it, and that's all. And I don't know what world y'all living in, but in the world I'm living in, violence comes up all the time. So I'm not gonna get into the foolery about people being traumatized, and then they promoting wars and sides and wars and all this nonsense, but they traumatized, child. Anyway, uh, that's it, and that's all. I'm gonna play you guys what she had to say, her video, and then I'll come back to move on to my next topics.
So I'm gonna explain this one time. This is about what happened at One Night Only at our bar on Edgewood with myself and Ti. Ti came to the show. It's about over anyway. It's an open mic. He comes. He does like 30 minutes. Now, after he gets off stage, I'm going to the next shit. I'm hosting. I'm talking about marriage and shit. He keeps cutting me off, telling me to shut the fuck up, calling me all kind of bitches, heckling me. So I'm like, all right, come on, stop playing with me. Like, it's crazy. You keep going, and I can't say nothing to you. He then starts yelling about how I need to take my wig off multiple times. Take your wig off right now. Cutting me off. Take your wig off right now. Because a lot of y'all are saying I took a cheap shot. This nigga was literally going on and on harassing me. I don't know why my eyes turn hazel. That shit is really ugly. But anyway, I said, I'll take my wig off when you speak on the allegations. Nobody was tight except for him. Nobody ever called him a rapist. I responded to him telling me in a room full of people to rip my wig off and made a joke just like he did. So if you got a problem with it, not mine.
Okay, so yeah, that's what she had to say about all of this. I don't know. Like I said, I get that style of comedy, but I do agree with Bill Cosby. You should be able to tell a joke without trying to humiliate people, right? Without using all of the just the fool I laugh, the I'm be nice today and say the tap dance and all of it. You know, I think that we could just do better at that. And I think that I agree with Bill Cosby. You're not a real comedian if you can't adjust. Just because you saw Ti in a room, you could have said something else. You know, I'm sorry. And then there's just other things to talk about him about anyway, child. I'm just saying, you don't really have to go into all of that to talk about Ti. But I digress. Uh, don't come over here. Anyway, so just moving on to the next story. I don't even know what I want to get into. I'm so over this Jada and Will and Chris Rock and all rock people. And I'm just over it. People pulling out all kind of pictures of Chris Rock and Jada, talking about when they worked together. Listen, they worked during that movie, what is it called? Madagascar, whatever it's called. Um, it was a cartoon, and they were both voiceovers, so they probably wasn't even in the same room. Obviously, when they were promoting the film, then yeah, they probably were together. But then he wasn't in comedian mode; he was in actor mode, so he wasn't bothering her, I'm sure. Um, and I don't know. I still feel the way I feel about that, and I'm sure everybody else still feels it. And it is what it is at this point. I don't believe that Jada issued that statement. Jada and Will, even with the whole thing about the entanglement, they said then during that red table talk that if you guys don't hear things directly from them, you should not really believe it. And so I'm going to do just that and just ignore. I think people that just want to attack her just want to attack her. If you don't like her, you don't like her. It's kind of what it is, right? And I think people see that for what it is. She's still trending on Twitter today, by the way. And of course, all this stuff started coming out a day or so ago that supposedly she was allegedly saying that she did not want Will to go and slap him, and which is probably semi-true at the same time. I don't think she made that statement, however, to anyone for them to bring that to the public. If you guys don't hear audio of her saying it, why would you believe that? So that's you just want to believe some nonsense and spread it around, right? At the end of the day, then you got all the comedians out here who are wanting to say whatever about her as well, talking about she always been buying it. She is a black woman. She's versatile with her hairstyles, like all black women. Okay, she goes through the styles, the hair colors, the cuts, the looks. Okay, that's what we do as a part of who we are, right? That's our get down. So she's a black woman. That's what she do. Yeah, she has worn her hair short before. She also announced that she has a medical condition, and that's what people were talking about. But like I said, I believe that the whole thing between Chris Rock and the Smiths is deeper and longer and more involved than just the alopecia joke, which he was not getting paid for, from what I'm hearing. So I don't even know why he was up there going, tap dancing so hard for these people who don't even want y'all in the room anyway. If you want to start telling some jokes, like, let's go there. Like, these people don't even want y'all in the room anyway. And then you up here doing all that to a black woman, for what? And then you're not getting paid for it either. Like, cut it out. Cut it out. I don't care who don't like what I say. Anyway, so I'm not even going into that Jada stuff because I don't believe it. I believe what she says coming directly out of her mouth. Um, that's it, and that's all. And then I guess Semi is still on her because I'm trying to shoot past that real quick. August Alsina is also out here, um, putting out songs, I guess, and he's bringing it. He may have had this song planned before. I guess that's the only, he probably knows the only way he can get attention is with Jada by using her name. And so, and like a lot of people on Twitter are saying, it's really corny at this point. Because how long ago was this relationship, right? And it wasn't an affair. They already told you guys that because they were separated. And so I'm not going to call it an affair. It was a relationship. She moved on. He didn't. That's on him. That's not on Jada. So he said some stuff in this song, but like a lot of, like I said, it's corny at this point that you're even still talking about her. Um, you know, at your age, you should have gone through many relationships by now. How many years ago are we talking about? That was COVID stuff. This was COVID talk, child. Y'all still on this. Like, anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. Um, what else was I wanting to talk about? Um, oh yeah, Paula Patton frying the chicken. Paula Patton frying the chicken, child. God bless her. Personally, I think when people do stuff like that, when they start kind of race baiting, talking about fried chicken and all this stuff, they are trying. She probably has a project coming out. That's kind of what I think. She, of course, doubled down, however, and saying that that is the way that they make chicken, which is fine. I mean, that's the way her mother taught her to make chicken. That's the way her mother taught her to make chicken. I guess some people are saying, maybe depending on their age, that they were not familiar with her, so they didn't know, what her mother was. And so maybe that's what was stirring some of this conversation. But I knew her mother was non-black. I didn't know that she was German. So maybe in Germany, that is how they fry chicken. I don't know, but I'm gonna let you guys hear what she said because she kind of doubled down on what she was doing.
Hi everyone, how you guys doing out there? So I'm in Mexico with my son, and we're out here, anyways. And I woke up and then people were like, "Did you see on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, they're talking about the way you fry chicken?" I was like, "Oh no, what?" But that's okay. I just wanted to respond and say, listen, I get it. It might look crazy. It is the way we do it. My mom taught me. It is my mom's recipe. I do believe in washing the chicken, and maybe the way the video was edited, it looks like I don't wash it long enough, but I definitely do because I feed it to my son. And I fed it to his whole school. That batch I made it for his school. But anyways, it's all good because everybody's got their own way of making things, and I'll take suggestions. I make a new kind of fried chicken, but I'm gonna always make my mom's chicken the way that she did it. We put the seasoning in the oil and all that. It's just the way we do it, but that's all good. I just wanted to send everybody love. I appreciate the comments and the room for improvement, and to know that this is just the old family recipe. That's how we do it. But it's all good. So I hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Sending you all love. Mwah. Bye.
So yeah, that's the way her mother taught her to fry chicken, so it is what it is, right? Like I said, I guess the confusion came in people not knowing that her mother um, was German, I guess, German. Because, white women in the South know how to fry chicken. White people, period, in general, they know how to fry chicken. Koreans, I think their chicken is probably the best. Um, so, I mean, people know how to fry chicken beyond black people. But I do think that she's doing all of that because she might have some project coming up or whatever. I don't know. Um, these people do whatever to get attention for, um, whatever they're trying to do just for themselves in general. But, 'cause she didn't even look really, she didn't look comfortable in the kitchen anyway, to me. And that's just my opinion. But so moving on to this Tory Lanez situation. Now, Tory Lanez was arrested for violating court orders. They ordered him to stay away from Megan Thee Stallion. And I hope this noise is not bothering you guys too much. If you can hear it, I tried to turn my background noise down, but they would do this right when I decide to go live. But anyway, I'll wait for the next because I'm going to come live again about some other stuff. But anyway, Tory Lanez was arrested when he went to court for violating the court orders to stay away from Megan Thee Stallion. You guys know that he went to some music festival and performed anyway with DaBaby. DaBaby brought him out instead of him following the court's order. I'm sure DaBaby was very much aware that Megan was on that ticket, so they were aware that she was going to be there and decided to do it anyway. And the judge did take kindly to it. And these judges don't have to give you guys favor, right? They don't if they don't choose to, especially when you're doing things that they're asking you not to. And when you fire off a firearm at somebody, they probably don't want you around them. Okay, so we're gonna call it what that is. There's also this video that was floating on Twitter. This guy was, and I don't know who's team Tory and who's team Megan. And it just seems like people are trying to spin narratives to help him because if you confuse enough people, they will go into this situation thinking a certain way. And so I think a lot of us, everybody already pretty much for the most part, understand that that's what they're trying to do, confuse the narrative. But this guy is saying that one of the eyewitnesses is saying that they saw 3 or 4 people struggling outside the truck with Megan, and then the other woman. So they're trying to now say Chelsea fired this gun or was about to fire. Why would Chelsea fire somebody's gun that ain't even hers at somebody that she called a friend? And over a man, like cut it out. Like we're not gonna pretend like it's not men out here, okay? So I don't think that Chelsea went that far. I don't even believe the story, but the man is saying that that's what the witness is saying. This is all allegedly. I don't know, and I'm sure you can find that video on Twitter. If I can find it real quick, I'll try to play it. But otherwise, you guys can find it on Twitter. Anyway, so the judge also ordered him arrested at that moment in court, but then he set the bail, I think, 10, 15,000 higher. And you guys understand, you only pay 10% of your bail, so he paid about 25, 35,000. I mean, yeah. What was the bill set at? The 2,000, 3,000. He only paid 10% or whatever the money was. The amount was. I can't remember now. I'm not looking at the story. But so he was released, and he said that he didn't feel any way about being held because they probably did not take him outside of a holding cell. Um, so he said he didn't feel any kind of way about the situation. I'm personally annoyed by the whole situation. I think that that's such a disservice that they're not pushing to move that case forward, considering who Megan is, considering who he is, so they can get that over with. Because that has to be very annoying for her to have to deal with that. People constantly bringing that up. Um, and just all the foolery that she has to endure while she is online. And I noticed that she's just kind of will kind of come online, kind of just come about her business, right? If she's promoting something, promoting a brand that she has to promote, obviously on social media. But you don't really see her like that talking and going live and stuff unless she's something real quick, like I said, business wise. And I don't blame her because it's just too much. It's too much foolishness. But I kind of wish they would go on and get that over for her. The last story that I wanted to touch on was the women, Black Lives Matter. Um, a report came out, New York Post yesterday, that they did in fact, and I kind of figured something happened for the media to pick up on them spending money anyway. And they're saying that they spent all three ladies, not just Patrice, they spent $6 million on a house before all of the story about Patrice bought all the property came out. So I'm like, these are some real estate moguls out here. Uh, the Black Lives Matter real estate. That's what they probably should be called. But they bought the house to use it as a studio space for projects that they wanted to work on, and I guess maybe for interviews or what have you, whatever it is that they thought they were going to do at that time, since they had collected all this money. Now, I think that we have to be fair. Like, Black Lives Matters was supposed to be organizing marches, right? Why people were giving them millions and millions of dollars, I don't know. Only they can really answer that. They don't do anything for our community that I think we can really see. To my understanding, you have to put in some application to even get money for them. They do grant money. They have granted money. I'm not going to say they haven't granted money since all of this stuff has blown up about them having all this money. But to my understanding, they were not doing it before people really called them out about it. But yeah, so they're saying that they bought the house to use it to function as a studio for Black Joy Creators Fellowship. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that. But like I said, no one should have expected them to do any more than to what they said they were going to do, and that was to organize marches. And that was anybody could do that without money. If you care enough to go out and lend your support in that way, that doesn't take money for people to do that. I mean, it's nice if you're going to offer them water or whatever or T-shirts, but do that take $90 million to do that? And each chapter can take up collections in their city. Um, why their real plans with $90 million? I don't think anybody still knows, but it is what it is. I don't really care. People are going to do what they want to do with their money. Now, um, my whole thing is that to make sure Black people who are working class Black people, which is most of us here that are here in America, understand what they're getting into. That's the only reason I don't even want to even touch on this, is that for working class people to understand, you probably shouldn't be making donations to people that have this kind of type of money just to sit around, right? And that's it, and that's all. I don't care about the rest of it. They're getting money from corporations and all these people who have all this money just to hand over like that, then that's fine. But I just think that we, the rest of us, need to understand what's going on so we know how to handle it accordingly. Um, but yeah, they say that New York Magazine reported this. And I think this is why the media kind of came out with the Patrice story, because they kind of knew that they were using the money to buy property or what have you. And not, I think people thought they were going to act more in line with the legal service, helping people who need legal help, maybe helping the families who are losing their loved ones. Some of these men could have been sole providers or the main provider to their family. I think people thought they were going to help in that way. And so people, I just think it's important for us to understand when Black Lives Matter, who these people are. And people have a right to know that. But if you got money to give people, do what you do, honey. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do with their money. I don't, and the rest of it I don't even care about. But I just wanted to bring that up because that came out yesterday as well. The last story that I want to touch on really quick, I was on Twitter, and this picture of Melissa Gorga from Real Housewives of New Jersey came up. And I was like, wow, like a high school picture, it looks like. Um, Now, she mentioned before that people tell her that she looks like Tamia and Tamara, the twins, right? And we understand that they're biracial. You know, her not coming straight out and saying she's biracial, I didn't pick up on that because there are white people that can look like black people can look like, people that are not necessarily black, right? Or biracial. So I didn't think anything else. I assumed she was Italian like everyone else there on cast. Um, but I'm assuming that she's biracial from the look of this picture because of her hair texture. And so I was like, oh, okay. She looks, slightly different from the way she looks on the show. But yeah, that was surprising to me. Did you guys know that? Let me know in the comments. Did you know that Melissa Gorga was biracial? Because I didn't know that. Just looking at her on the show, you wouldn't be able to tell. But looking at her junior high or high school picture that came up on Twitter, you can see it a little more. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that story and the rest of the stories. One other thing that I wanted to touch on, and this happened a few days ago, was Portia. And some of these stories I didn't put in on the thumbnail, but Portia went to Nigeria to surprise Simon, to surprise her fiance Simon. And Real Housewives, well, she's not on Real Housewives on the season, huh? So scratch that. But she went to surprise him in Nigeria. And I just thought, like, I'm the type of person, I don't like surprises. How do you guys feel about that? I'm going to show you the clip and you'll see his response to her coming because I guess this happened around April Fool's Day, right? Yeah, it was April 1st that this took place. So maybe that's why she was doing it. But, I'm not big on people surprising me like that. A lot of people are like that. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to end with the video.
Wait, but should I get out the car? Get out the car? Wait. Is she out? They said you have to come outside and get it. They won't come back. Yeah, they said you gotta come outside to the front.
So yeah, he responded pretty well by seeing her there. So I don't know. I just didn't. I thought it was kind of funny a little bit to see her doing that because you never know what you can walk up on, right? But and I'm not accusing him of anything, nor do I think that he would do anything like that. I'm just saying sometimes you never know what people are doing. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.